It's time to get up, get out, do something. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. Be a part of the show, 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Hey, welcome back. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. It is 6:08 in the morning. It is 45 degrees and rainy, getting up to 65 today and rainy. Monday, March 28th, WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Streaming live on the Radio Pup app at WOBMAM.com, 732-505-1160 to join the conversation. And the conversation now turns to my friend Carmen Pagan at Catholic Charities. Good morning, Carmen.
Good morning, Jeremy. How are you on this rainy morning?
You know what? The beautiful thing about this studio is all I see is Zach. So, you know what? As far as I'm concerned, it could be sunny and 85 degrees out right now.
But you still see Zach. Okay.
That's true.
I get it.
So, Carmen, so give us a little background here. What is it that we're talking about this morning?
Okay, this morning we're talking about Catholic Charities, Ocean Community Services. We're under the Diocese of Trenton, and we're one of the programs in the area that assists Ocean County residents with basic needs like food, clothing, household assistance, but also connecting people to be able to leave their dependency on programs, connecting them to programs that will help them become self-sufficient. Other community programs, that could be education, that could be health programs, whatever it is that individual needs to move forward, to bring it up a notch or bring their lives up one step.
So Carmen, can I be cynical for a second?
Sure.
So Carmen, isn't that theoretically what the Board of Social Services is supposed to do?
Theoretically, well, I believe that the Board of Social Services has those programs, but many individuals do not qualify. We have the homeless who don't have their paperwork. We have a food program where people walk in and leave with food that day. It may take the Board of Social Services a bit more to get people food in their refrigerator or in their homes. So we're a basic needs emergency program looking out for those individuals who need to be connected to the Board of Social Services or need to be connected to those programs, immediate assistance.
All right, so you're saying that if I was someone that had need and I really didn't know where to go, right? And I was kind of confused by the whole process. I didn't know what availed itself to me and my family. I could reach out to you guys and you would point me in the right direction.
Absolutely. That would be our process. And when funding is available, we are able to place someone overnight or connect them to that other agency or program in the area that has those dollars, because we're in constant communication where we meet at different types of meetings and come together and share our resources or discuss our resources.
And so Catholic Charities, the Diocese of Trenton, you guys cover Central Jersey. So what's that geographic footprint look like?
Okay, right. In Ocean County, we cover all of Ocean County. Anyone from Ocean County can call us, and they get our services. Okay.
And so do you find that more of who you're dealing with are the working poor or the non-working poor?
I would say the working poor people are. There was a time where there were the non-workers, but after the economy took a dive, we see so many of the working poor. People are employed or what we call underemployed, where people have returned to work, but they're not making. They're not in the same income bracket. They are really struggling. And then of course Hurricane Sandy just threw us completely off the map.
Right. So between Sandy and Atlantic City and of course the already issues with our economy, it's been more and more difficult for folks to make ends meet, right?
Right. Absolutely. People are facing a lot more barriers because of all these things we mentioned.
So Carmen, when you hear that we have a 5% unemployment rate, does that make you cringe?
Yes, it does.
So
I can't believe. Yeah, I would never. 5% is not what we're seeing.
Right, and even if it was a 5% unemployment rate, to your point, really unemployment is such is a bogus figure because just because you're employed doesn't mean that you're able to put food on your family's table on a regular basis, right?
And that's exactly it. We see people who are coming to us as that supplement. They may be in the income, they may be making just the amount of income to sustain their household bills, but when they're cutting back on something, and usually isn't how they're shopping for their food. People are buying less quality food, and from there you can see that some have severe health issues like diabetes, high blood pressure, and the stress doesn't help. Their diets are not sufficiently, adequate for whatever their health need is. We have a sad outlook in the future when it comes to this because we see how it will take the toll on health and eating habits of the children, etc. This is what they're eating. People have to cut back on food. They have to live. You have to have shelter.
Right.
You have to pay your bills.
Right. And isn't it, it's interesting. I was we spend a lot of time with our kids talking to them about how fortunate they are and how not everyone, even our country, has the ability to have the right food, to have the ability to not have to be concerned about where their next meal is coming from or where they're going to be sleeping that night. And so it's funny because my daughter said to me last night at dinner, she said, how is it that you can have obesity and hunger be prevalent in the same community? Now, she didn't phrase it just like that. Right, but two of the biggest health issues for us in Ocean County are obesity and hunger, and she didn't understand how that could possibly happen. Right?
That's right, because people are eating, but people are not eating the right things. They're not. They don't have access to fresh foods and vegetables because that is a lot more costly than a loaf of bread or a box of pasta.
Right. Right, and I can successfully eat off the dollar menu for $5. But that is not going to be the right thing for my family from a health standpoint, right?
That's very true, and that's one of the programs that we have at Catholic Charities is a healthy eating program with Rutgers University, who will come in, and they have this whole setup how to choose better meals, how to make better meals at home without spending so much. What is the better choice? And showing the sugars and the salt that canned foods or easy foods contain versus maybe just buying that choosing the simpler menu. So that people are not just coming in and leaving with a bag of food. They have access to these health programs that are alerting them and how to keep your blood pressure low. We have a health van. Horizon brings a health van once a month where they're doing blood pressure screenings because not everybody has access. Not everybody has health insurance. So they will do the blood glucose, blood sugar screenings, and blood pressure screenings.
Right. And
people are provided with information on how to eat better. And we take this for granted. We think everyone knows that, you lower your salt content or your sugar content. Some people just don't know.
That's great.
Or they need coaching. They need the coaching.
That is great that you guys are there to help them with that. And, it's funny. It's not funny, but it's been a recurring theme here on the program when we talk to folks about the poor and about those that are in need. A lot of what our discussion focuses around is the education piece around nutrition and otherwise. So you're obviously you guys are all dancing by the same dance card, and we kind of know what we need to do. We just gotta start getting it done at a higher level for our folks in need in the county. Carmen, when we come back, I would like to spend some time with you learning a little bit more about Carmen. Right? Maybe you can get into how you got started in this, what your aha moment was, when you decided that you wanted to really give back to society and make a difference. So when we get back, Carmen Pagan, Catholic Charities, back with Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin after this.
The Sean Hannity Show, this afternoon at 3. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin returns next. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Make a difference at the Jersey Shore. 732-505-1160. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160, 1310, and WOBMAM.com.
Hey, welcome back. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. It is 45 degrees, getting up to 65 and rainy. Don't forget to take your galoshes. I just love saying galoshes. It's one of those words that I enjoy. Anyway, we are here with Carmen Pagan, Catholic Charities. Carmen, you still with us?
I am still here.
Oh, that's good because, I always feel like it's a 50-50 shot because, after the first segment, I think some of our guests are like, ugh, what am I doing this for? It's early. I'm tired. Jeremy's kind of not that interesting. Anyway, but thank you for staying with us for another segment at least. I appreciate it.
Okay, well, this is very near and dear to my heart, so it's worth staying on.
Well, so that perfectly segues, Carmen. You should do this professionally. Near and dear. Why is it near and dear to your heart? Give us some of the background of how you ended up at Catholic Charities.
Okay, well, I came to Catholic Charities 16 years ago.
Wow.
And when I came to Catholic Charities, I came on as a transitional housing case manager, meaning people who were homeless, placed in a home for 1 year, who had to build their way out of homelessness, of course, with the assistance of other programs. Perhaps they were on the Board of Social Services, etc., and moving into permanent housing. And that was the perfect learning for me, the perfect environment to see how people grow and what it is people need sometimes to grow or help make themselves self-sufficient. Some people need more hand-holding, and that's the reality. Some didn't learn this. They didn't have the right role models or opportunities. They grew up in poverty. And didn't know how to get out. So that gave me the schooling I needed to move forward in this field and say we need a more holistic approach. We need to see people. And from there, I just continued as a case manager and did other types of programs. We worked, Catholic Charities has 100 years of experience providing essential services to people. So I tapped into those resources around me, the individuals who knew, and I was able to put together some packages, and with the help of everyone else around me and my leadership, we were able to bring in the job development programs, a computer lab we got funding for to open it up to the public and say, hey, we're offering computer classes for those because we're in a computer world. You go anywhere to apply for a job, you have to know how to use a computer. And that's how we started to build around what started as a food program and bring these services out. And I know that it takes a lot more than just saying, okay, well, people just go to the Board of Social Services, go to Catholic Charities. It takes a little bit more. It takes and helping people build goals from where they sit and not from where I think they should be sitting.
Right. Carmen, we only have a minute and a half left in this segment. So can you tell me how you decided, what was the moment that you decided that you wanted to even be a case manager? Because, I mean, that's, I know it's not for the money. So what is it that happened for you?
I all my life, since I was a child, I was an interpreter, I was a support person, and I knew, and I think very, very early it connected during my case manager years, but very early it connected to me that some people need more help than others, and that's where I come from. You just have to know where they are, and if you really have the heart to help, this is how we start, where people are. Let's meet people where they are.
Well, it's funny you said heart, because I was just going to say, I was going to wrap it up by saying it's been in your heart since you were very, very young. So that's nice. So when we come back after the break, I want you to talk about some of the programs that you have going on, some of the upcoming events. I know we have the Walk of Hope, among other things. And so let's learn more about Catholic Charities and all the great stuff they're doing in our community. We are talking to Carmen Pagan, Catholic Charities. We'll be back. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin right after this.
The news is next. Live from the WOBM Newsroom, the Town Square, New Jersey News Network, and Fox News Radio. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Live from Town Square Towers at the heart of the Jersey Shore. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. Get up, get out, do something. Join the conversation. 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Hey, welcome back. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. It is 6:34 in the morning on Monday, March 28th. 45 degrees, getting up to 65 today. And rainy. It's rainy, rainy, rainy. WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. News Talk Radio, streaming on the Radio Pup app and on WOBMAM.com. 732-505-1160 to join the conversation. We are joined by Carmen Pagan from Catholic Charities. Carmen, I see there's like all kinds of fun stuff. I should say, look, listen, I say fun stuff because we try to make it as enjoyable as we can as we are trying to support the great causes that Catholic Charities is about. So why don't you talk to us about some of the upcoming things that are on the calendar?
Okay, so on the calendar for Catholic Charities, we have our third annual Walk of Hope, and this will happen on April 9th, 9 to noon, and this is to support our programs, all of our programs at Mercer County Park in West Windsor. And this is a very fun event. This time of year, people want to get out, get some fresh air, have the kids run around a bit. What a great way to do it, by going to one of these events and participating, and you're helping and having a fun day. And upcoming also our 16th annual gift auction for our domestic violence programs. That's April 15th. And then our big yearly Guardian Angel dinner dance. That will happen in May. So there's lots of fun stuff and lots of fun ways to be able to help. Yeah, you're right. There are fun ways to give back and help.
Yeah.
So I invite people to look at our website and see more on how they can get involved with these events.
Yeah, you know what? I raise my hand as guilty, probably more guilty than anyone. You know, you go to so many of these events and so many of these great fundraising efforts, and it is very easy to lose yourself. Just like Zach and I were talking at the beginning of the show, like it's Easter this weekend, and so many folks kind of probably shrug off the Sunday Mass and instead do the Easter egg hunt, which is fine. You know, it's fine as long as at some point you're kind of keeping in mind and remembering what the cause is all about, right? And it's the same with I look at it like these, the Walk of Hope and these gift auctions. You know, they're enjoyable activities, but we have to keep our eye and remember what the cause here is and what we're all about, right? I couldn't have said it better. We keep it, and it is a fun way of giving back. It's a win-win. It sure is. All right, Carmen. So, we ask everyone who comes on the show, we give them the magic wand, right? So this is, you have the power now, Carmen. You have the ability to positively impact something in anywhere around the world, right? By you just shaking your wand, throwing some pixie dust, whatever it is, whatever your potion of choice is. What is it that you would do, Carmen? What's the one thing that you would do to change the world?
I would change the world by spreading a pixie dust that would assure that everyone has their basic needs, at least their basic needs met, where everyone has shelter, food, access to education, safety, where our children can grow up in this world without the fear of not, what are we going to eat tomorrow? Where are we going to sleep? All over the world, people will have shelter, food, and access to education.
Right.
So that's my pixie dust.
So that is. Listen, you are spot on. Absolutely. It seems for so many of us, especially if you're listening right now, on the radio, and you're having a cup of coffee, probably in your kitchen, reading the newspapers, catching up on the day, and it doesn't even occur to you what you're going to do for breakfast or lunch. It doesn't even occur to you that maybe if you want to lie your head back on your My Pillow for a few minutes, that you're going to go ahead and do that. But unfortunately, there are so many right here, even in Ocean County, that don't have those basic things.
Mm-hmm. And a way to see this is come to our doors. You'll see the line outside the door. We have today's a holiday. Our doors are closed. You will see the lines tomorrow of people lining up to get just the food, clothing, and to try to get those basic needs somehow not completely met, but a little filled, just a little bit of it, because we have to spread thin. You know, we need those donations to be able to continue doing what we do. So I encourage people to call and ask, how can they help? If not these events we mentioned, what other ways? Sometimes we can write a check and help pay our bills to pay their bills because we have to keep our electric on.
Right.
So, and the case management is so important, connecting that individual to that other person that will listen to them and be able to connect them the right way. We are just listening. We're listening beyond that. The person is in crisis, but we are the person who is really trying to weed out how this conversation will better serve this individual when they leave our office.
Right. And so, Carmen, where can folks go to learn more about how they can help Catholic Charities?
Okay, well, we've built a wonderful web page, and they can access www.catholiccharitiestrentton.org, or they can just call our offices at 732-901-3261.
And you know what's so cool, Carmen, is that when I go onto your website and I click on the Get Involved tab, whose picture is up there in the middle of that page?
Oh, okay, so you saw my picture?
I'm just saying, I mean, you know, our tagline here on Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin is get up, get out, and do something. So we love when the person that we're talking to is featured on the Get Involved page, right? Getting out there, getting up, getting out, and doing something every day, Carmen. That's you, right?
And that's me right there. And anyone, we all have the ability to do something. We do have the ability. For instance, take that picture. Jersey Mike's wanted to donate some of their fresh bread that they bake on site, and we get regular bread deliveries. Like every week, we'll go and pick up fresh bread. At least people, and this goes in one day. I mean, we don't keep bread around for a week.
Right.
This will come in and go out our doors immediately by those folks who are coming to us for food. So this is an example of that. So this is like a real happy picture. Usually I don't like my pictures, but when it's a connection like this, I have a really reason to smile.
Well, that's great. And so Carmen and I actually know each other from the United Way Allocations Committee. So we did some site visits together of some other nonprofits in Ocean County, kind of helping the United Way kind of determine where the best places to allocate resources were. So it was a pleasure getting to know you, and a pleasure getting to know you even better today on the phone, Carmen.
And it's a pleasure to speak to you in this way, Jeremy. I was quite surprised that you would be
I know.
Wait a minute, that's not where I know him from.
I'm telling you what, they really, it was a very easy interview process, clearly. The mirror fogged appropriately, and here I am. Carmen Pagan, Catholic Charities, thank you so much for spending a little time on this Monday morning with us.
My pleasure. Thank you so much, Jeremy.
All right, talk soon.
Well. Bye-bye.
Be back with more Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin right after this.